Guys, this is What If Season 2, Episode 4 titled, What If Iron Man Crashed into the Grand Master? Tony Stark challenges the Grand Master, leading to a Grand Prix turned demolition derby death match. Now, for the most part in this series, we got all of the real life actors and actresses to come back and voice their roles in this show, and I'm very surprised by that. You know, I don't know why. Is that, not a big deal to you guys? But for some reason, I just did not expect them to do that, and I could be wrong, but they really did sound like it. No, because we do have yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch did come back as Strange. We got Samuel Jackson's Fury, Haley Atwell as Peggy Carter. Now we don't have Tony Stark. So, yeah, we got Lake Bell as Natasha Romanoff, Sebastian Stan came back, Chris Hemsworth came back, Chadwick Boseman, um, it says that was his voice in Black Panther, but I think that's actually season 1, not season 2. But we have somebody by the name of Mick Wingert, who was voicing the actor of, Tony Stark. It was not, Robert Downey Jr. It was this gentleman right here. And if I had to be honest with you, I think he did a good job. I don't have any problems, with him fulfilling the role of Tony Stark in this episode. I was, fairly entertained by it. And another thing I didn't mention in my intro, I mean, just the concept of this show, What If, is like really entertaining to me because, I mean, we always are gonna be asking those questions like, "Okay, what would have happened if this happened? What would have happened if that happened?" And this is answering all of those questions. And I remember when the original Avengers film came out in 2012, I had a coworker, by the name of Steve. I was, working at this bank, and he's not really into the superhero comic book stuff like that. It's just not his cup of tea. He doesn't have anything against it. He just doesn't get excited about it like we do. But he went to go see the Avengers movie, and he was like, "Yeah, it was okay, I thought it was alright. I didn't understand this, I didn't understand that." And I remember he was so critical at the end of the movie where Iron Man flew through the portal and led the nuke into Thanos's, army's mothership, the Chitauri, and blew it up. And right as Tony Stark was falling back through before the portal closed and fell back from Earth and Thor not Thor, but Hulk caught him. He was real pissed off about that, like, "Man, I don't know, B, that just seems, like, so unrealistic to me to where he barely came through right before it closed," and that didn't bother me as well. I just thought that was a great way to increase the tension in the show. But I like that's the way that this episode started off. Now, it actually started off just saying, "Hey, here's Gamora. She's the daughter of Thanos. She's one of the deadliest assassins or female assassins in the whole universe, but we don't really know her origin story. We know it through somebody else's eyes, through somebody else's lens, and that's when they transition over to, Tony Stark, Iron Man, and so I really do like that. Now, I did enjoy this episode, but when it started, none of us knew how it was gonna start, but when he did miss the portal, I did get excited. One, because, it was addressing that criticism that my coworker had 10, 11, 12 years ago. But also, I thought that we was gonna go into somewhere in the cosmos that we've never been before, and we get to see Iron Man in his suit too, trying to navigate and survive and, get back home or get rescued or whatever. So, initially, I was a little bummed out when it went to Sakaar because we've already seen it. That doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy myself and have a good time, but I was like, "Okay, we've already seen this before, Grandmaster in, Thor: Ragnarok." I don't think Sakaar was in Thor: Love and Thunder. I don't think it was in there at all. But it was still cool, though. It was still cool. And so he met the Grandmaster. What I do like about the episode is time, they acknowledge that time works different there because for Tony, when he was running into the Grandmaster at the beginning, excuse me, the Grandmaster was like, "Oh my gosh, you're the Metal Man or the Method Man or whatever. You're the one that eliminated Thanos and the Chitauri army." I was like, "Dude, that was like literally 2 minutes to go, like, what are you talking about?" You know? And apparently, we don't they didn't express how much time had passed, but it had to be a while because that information had got across the universe, you know what I'm saying? So I thought that was very, very cool right there. I love the look on Tony's face, the sigh of relief he had when he said, "Oh my gosh, we won. Oh my gosh, Pepper's okay. Pepper, how do I get back home?" But this guy here, he don't know where he is in time, space, whatever. He could be in the next solar system, that's next to ours, or literally on the other side of the universe and or in some other dimension. So that was a hell of a wake-up call for him. But I really did like his reaction to everything, especially, all of the technology that he was not familiar with when they're spraying him down with the goo and, he couldn't, really escape or it was difficult for him. Of course, we had the lady that was in Ragnarok as well, one of, the Grandmaster's henchmen with the melting rod. That whole thing is just spooky as hell, like, it's a very dangerous tool to have, man, and she just be swinging it around like nunchucks like it's nothing. You mess around and drop it and hit your finger and kill yourself, kamikaze style, you know what I'm saying? So, she needs to be careful with that right there, but it was funny to me because Tony is a fish out of water in this episode. He had to humble himself a bit because, well, I want to say in 2012, in Iron Man 1 and 2, well, he grew up cocky, but he humbled himself in Iron Man 1 and 2 just a little bit, especially part 3. But this is before part 3, you know, going back to, 2012 start. And oh my goodness gracious, let me address this real quick. Sam, for the $50 super chat, thank you so much. My goodness gracious. What we're gonna do, hold on, hold on.
Yes! Yes!
Damn!
Thank you so much, Sam. I really do appreciate you contributing that amount, man. You didn't have to do that. That's like a whole big cash right there, and a little bit more. Shit, from the soda pop. But now, just getting on, thank you. Almost missed this. Best way to spend part of New Year's Eve. Brendan, thanks for all of your hard work and for the amazing reviews in 2023. Looking forward to a great 2024. Happy New Year, fam. Man, I'm looking forward to a great New Year as well. Like, since you just not getting here, Sam, again, thank you so much for the super chat. I was saying to myself that I'm just feeling really positive and optimistic. Um, the later half of the year wasn't as smooth as I wanted it to be, but you gotta just look up put your head up sometime and be like, "Hey, no matter what you're going through, the sun is gonna still come up the next day." And so that was, that's my motivation to keep going and to try to work as hard as I can. So that's what I'm gonna do. And when you contribute like this right here, it really does, fuel down my soul to do that. So thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate it. And hopefully you enjoy the show, of course, this live stream talking about that what if episode 4 right now. But what I what I did like about this episode here is when we get the Grand Prix, this Royal Rumble, this death race, as you will, of all of these extraterrestrials, the look on Tony's face. You know, again, he's a fish out of water. He doesn't know his territory. He's trying to get back home, but he's like, "Damn, I don't wanna piss anybody off. I don't wanna I just saw these people over here melted. I'm Iron Man. I know everything on my Earth. I'm pretty much a top dog, but I don't know nothing here. I don't know the environment. I don't know the technology. I don't know anything. You already got me wrapped up in this goo, and I can barely move. Let me not talk too much shit and get my head blown off or thrown into some dungeon. Let me try to get some of these libations and be courteous for a little bit. And so that's what he did. He takes his armor off, goes to the Coliseum, and he's witnessing this death battle here. But when he sees all the death, carnage, and chaos, he was like, look on his face, he's like, the hell is this? What is going on? I don't know why, but that was just one of my favorite parts of the episode. It just was. He's like, "Where are the firemen, the firewomen, the firemen? Where are the medics?" Like, do y'all not value life here? They ever heard throwing cans and hamsters and little animals and stuff? Ain't this a bit barbaric? And so that was just it was I don't know why, but I got a big kick out of that. That was really, really funny to me. But I don't know why his armor wasn't working. That part did not make sense because I do think it was bad that he had the little bracelet on and, he tried to, harness his, armor to come and assemble on his body. Avengers Assemble. But all of it didn't assemble, and it wasn't working. He was trying to shoot a number of things, but it just wasn't working. So he kind of up a creek right there. The only thing I can think of is when he first arrived into the Grandmaster's presence, when they did hit him with that pink goo, maybe that's what kinda took it, offline a bit. That's the only thing that does not make sense to me. I mean, that does make sense to me, but if you guys have any other theories on why his armor was not working, please let me know down in the comment section below or in the chat. Now, we also have Valkyrie in the show as well, and Korg. I do like Korg. Sometime I mean, he's there enough. I like his character, but I do wanna continue to see him in the future of the MCU, but I don't want them to overdo it, okay? Because one of my main criticisms is when they do get a little too, funny and goofy and stuff like that, which that can be annoying sometimes, but, he's okay, he's okay. But like I said, we have Valkyrie in this. I don't know if she came to voice her role in this. I can't look, because we do have Taika Waititi back, we do have Josh Brolin back. Um, Zoe Saldana was not Gamora. This is sister right here by the name of Cynthia K. McWilliams. And Jeff Goldblum is back, Tessa Thompson is back. So they got a lot of the cast. Who was I just asking about? Yeah, Tessa Thompson. Yeah, she did come back. She looked different to me though. I mean, it's a cartoon, it's animation. All of the characters kind of look the same, but for some reason it just kind of felt off with Tessa Thompson's character. I think it's Valkyrie. Um, no, that was somebody else that voiced Val. Really? Okay. It says. I mean, I think you may be right, but it does. So I got what if Iron Man crashed into the Grandmaster? When I scroll down, it does say Tessa Thompson for Valkyrie. But it did sound different though. It did. So maybe that I mean IMDb is not accurate all the time. Hold on. What else did this? She just looks so familiar. What else has she played in? Does Cynthia played in? She just looks really all right. No, let me. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not. You. It really didn't sound like her. It was something's off. Um, Like I was saying, I like this guy Mick Wingert here as Iron Man, but it was just something about Tessa that did seem off. It wasn't really flowing for me. Like I was like, what? I mean, I didn't hate it, but I just what's going on? Now, who I did not like in this was Gamora. She was really annoying to me. Like, I mean, well, was she? I mean, I can't. I mean, look, Iron Man was fighting her daddy. Okay, she wanted to be loyal to her dad. That's all she knows. And also, this is not the Gamora that we know. That we fell in love with in 2014 with Guardians of the Galaxy. This is the previous Gamora when she was out there in them streets slicing off heads and stuff, number one assassin in the universe of the galaxy. So for one, the voice is not the voice is not the person that we know, but she was just like, "Oh, I want to kill you, Stark. I want you to die." But I got to be honest with you. Another thing that grinded my gears about this episode is, and it may not be a big deal to you guys, is she is supposed to be just a badass assassin. But the fact that Tony can't fight. He doesn't know how to fight. He's never been properly trained. He just knows how to make armor. He just tackles people and blasts them, and with the occasional punch. That doesn't make you a fighter, sir. Now, this is not necessarily canon, but if you and it's on Disney Plus, it was a show that came out in 2008 or 9 called, Avengers: Earth Mightiest Heroes, and I do remember on one of those episodes, it was, Hulk, Hawkeye, Captain America, and Tony Stark. They were in the weight room or the exercise room, the gym. And Captain America, Steve Rogers, was trying to train Tony on how to fight. And he said those things. He was like, "Yeah, after watching a few battles and you save the day, you don't really know how to fight. You just know how to tackle people and blast them." And so I thought about that when I was watching this. So when they had Korg, Iron Man, and Gamora locked up in the prison room, and she's like doing these dragon kicks across the room, and he's just able to dive and bob and weave. I'm like, how are you able to Dodsley, like you should be able to kick his butt like this. So I don't know. I was a little annoyed by that, but I'm not gonna make a big deal about out of it. But I also do like the fact that Tony was smart enough to use his arc reactor to get the control electrical device off of his off of his neck and then break out of there with cord. Now, I did think it was a bit much that he just wants to play Captain Save him and just save the whole Sakaar. Like, I'm like, bro, I would have gotten this ship and flew in a portal and tried to get home. But you wanna go save the day. I'm like, "Man, you don't know these people. They may not even like you. This may be just a whole planet full of savages that just do nothing but trap and F stuff." I would cuss, but I'm trying to keep it clean. And you just wanna, "That's what I do. I'm Iron Man." I was like, "Man, if you don't get out of here and find your own way home," you know? And I was also thinking to myself, like, "Okay, does the Grand Master have surveillance all over the planet, 24/7, every nook and cranny, but apparently he doesn't. He may not be that big of a dictator, but that's just never been established before in the MCU, so I don't know. But it is nice to see that Tony was able to use all of his smarts and all of his wits to create his own version of, a suit and a car, and I thought that was very dope. Now, a lot of people crap on this movie. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I did not really watch the show when I was younger. It may have been a bit before my time, but Speed Racer that came out in, I think 2009. I remember seeing that in theaters. It didn't make any money at the box office. I literally think I was the only person in there. I think I may have been a little elevated when I saw the film too, but gosh, dog, I was so entertained. It came out in 2008. Seriously, guys, by the Wachowski, siblings, this is seriously one of my favorite movies of all time. Um, I just had a blast with this. I can watch this movie over and over and over again. So many beautiful bright colors. The reason why I brought that up randomly is because that's what I was thinking about in this episode when, they was doing the race, when Tony Stark challenged the Grandmaster, like, "Hey, one race between me and you. Let's do it. Let's put all of our bets in. Let's go." And it was a very entertaining race. Grandmaster is a cheat. I don't like cheaters. He is a sore loser. Um, I don't like that. I just don't. I don't like that at all. So, let's see here. One of my criticisms of the show is the episodes that just put another character in another known storyline. Give me an example, Andrew YB. My one criticism of the show is that the episodes that just put another character in another known storyline. I think I know. I feel like it could be all of them, but I could be wrong. Let's see here. But yeah, the Grandmaster is a cheat, and I did not like that. But Gamora is fixed on taking Tony Stark back to Thanos, you know? He puts the little communication device in their car, and it's like, "Hey, let's keep in touch. We can really help each other." You know? I know you're not evil, I know you're trying to be loyal to your dad, but who are you, okay? What is important to you? Don't you wanna live your own life? You know, elevated. Um, it didn't sound like her at all. It was, quite quite the conundrum. Let's see here. Her accent wasn't as European. Yeah, that's the point of what if I got you. Okay. Um, I used to rush home. Okay, how old are you, Calo Zane? You must be older than me. You must be older than me. Um, but yeah, Tony is still foolish, man, for just trying to save the day. And they take Gamora captive and they put her in the suit too. But this race at the end was very, very entertaining. I liked it. I really did like it. It was entertaining. I remember when I saw the trailer for this, when we all saw the trailer for it, this is one of the highlights for me. I was like, "What in the world are they racing for? What is Iron Man and all these other people racing for? Like, where are they at?" I couldn't put it together that this was the car. But it was just nice seeing Tony, dressed up and trying to use all and dress up and use all of his wits, all of his smarts, all of his genius, to save the day. And when he came out that tunnel and there was that big ass drop, he was like, "Oh!" That was just like in Speed Racer the movie. So that was cool right there. That was dope. And then when he flew up in the air, like when they blew up his car, but when he flew up in the air and his armor turned into another car, I was like, "Man, that's dope as hell." I was like, "That's dope as hell." I do like that, and there was a lot of traps in this too. It was, but just seeing Tony being able to communicate with Gamora towards the end and just like, "Okay, who are you? I know you're the daughter of Thanos, but, like, that's just a title, okay? That's a little misnomer, like, who are you? What are you about? I wanna know because I have a sense that, you are bigger than this control that you feel like you're under." And then at the end, yeah, swinging them cars, man, drifting, Grandmaster and Tony Stark, Iron Man, one-on-one. Grandmaster hits the pedal to the metal. Tony Stark turns on that ultra turbo Nas Ultra Instinct light speed and gets the win, and it's clear as day that he won, but the Grandmaster is cheap. He's a loser. Come on, Jeff Goldblum, we need you to do better than that, sir. Come on, Wissatar, and of course, I get to choose the winner. I choose me, but, it was kinda weird that when, he got melted, he seemed like he enjoyed it, so that was kinda weird right there, but it was a good episode. Tony Stark saves the day, liberates all the people, and man, he talks Gamora into betraying her daddy and killing him. So Thanos is getting his ass whipped across the multiverse by multiple people, and, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. One second, one second. Alright. So that is episode 4, guys, of What If Season 2, titled, "What If Iron Man Crashed into the Grand Master?" Is this your favorite episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section below. And, we can try to rank these at the end. I didn't even think about doing that until now, but we can try to do that real quick. Yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about episode 4. Um, let me see if there's any comments real quick. What if Remaster was prone? He was prone. Or are you just saying that, like, it's the name of the like, if you was given the episode a title yourself?